Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Good morning. It is Monday the 16th. And I do have to go to work today, but I decided to do a video because I know I haven't done a video in a little while. So I wanted to just update you all on what's been going on and how I've been using my planners, what's working, what's not. And I will say this is, and I think I might title this video Planner Epiphany, because well, I can't really say it's an epiphany, but it's something close. Excuse me, it's something close to it, because I've known what I gravitate toward in planners, and I know like what I kind of like and what I like to see. It's just what I think I should be liking, or what I think is actually working for me. So as you all know, I'll start with this. I have been, and actually per usual, I don't have everything that I need. So let me go get this to give you a better idea as well. So you all know I love Hobonichi. I had gotten 2 of them for this year, and one was going to be like my main planner. So even though I haven't been in this, I am going to, this is for this month. And even though I haven't really been into it, I started and then I fell off. As you'll see, it's been like a few weeks that I fell off. And so this was last week, and then this is this week. So this is more like a fun kind of what's going on, what happened. Like, it showed what I was watching for the week, how my daughter smashed her fingers in the door, just different things like that. And I think this is good as a carry along if I have anything to jot down or just record. This is the ADHD planner that I have been using, and I felt like it was really working. I don't think it wasn't. I think it goes back to just my style. And I don't know. The only thing I say is like, I think it goes back to my style. I think these definitely do work. And I've been using it. Toward the end of last week, I dropped out at some point because I think I got more distracted about filling up the space than anything else. And I think when I see like a page that's already done, like already set for me, I have trouble if I don't have enough to fill it out. You know, like if I only have a couple of things to add on to it. If I don't really have that much because either I was rushing, that week, or things just didn't go well, or I was using, which I am prone to do, using Post-its. And, excuse me, that is the reason why I go through a lot of Post-its, because I feel like at night, if it's something I want to remember in the morning, I'll get up, at night, I'll jot it down, stick it right here on the table, so when I get up, I can see it. I'll do it, I'll prioritize it, and then I'll throw it away. And it just brought me back to where I've always been. And I know you all, especially if you all have been with me for a while, then you've heard me echo this time and time again of, I started off planning in to-do lists and Post-it notes. And that's just what I was doing. And it was working. The things that were important that I needed to know, it was working. When I started off planning, like younger, even like high school, I'd say, I was doing the same thing. I didn't necessarily use a calendar which is something that I love so much so that I just decided to separate this and like just have, as you can see, there's no decorations on here. It's just purely all the things that are coming up and that I need to be aware of. So this has kept me. So this is something that I will definitely keep. And this, I got this free from one of the people that we work with at work. One of the companies we work with at work. And this is like my budgeting planner, so to speak. So I'll like fill in things that I, you know, I was supposed to be filling in things like bills that I paid. And I didn't, well, as you can see, I put a grocery cart there because I was going to put in the times that I bought groceries because I do really want to see. I put bills on here, but another thing that I wanted to log on here was groceries and my daughter's lunch money that I'm spending. So that's like the only thing that I feel like I really want to track, but more so bills to make sure that what I'm paying is what I'm paying and so forth. So this next month, I have an idea that I've seen like quite a few YouTubers that have budgeting channels do is they look ahead and see like, okay, hey, what is coming up for this month? What is something that I know I'm going to be spending money on? And it's you're planning for that, and even going after that, ahead of that, and saying, okay, April, May, like I've told you all before, July is a heavy month. Like, what do I plan on spending, and how can I offset that by saving or doing whatever it is I need to do? So that is something that's in the works, but this is what I've been coming back to. And I know this video sounds like I'm rambling, but I missed another notebook. So let me grab that. Because I just realized that I do better in notebooks. And over the last couple of days, the last week, I've trying to get better with Amazon where I try to order everything that I need at one time instead of like, cleaning products here and this here and something for the kids there. So I was looking, I was like, okay, you might want to take a look at the planners again. Maybe you should just go back to planner pads. Maybe you should just use a more simplified planner, even though I have planners. And this lets me know that I truly love Hobonichi. So I continuously come back to this, even if I'm just putting in random things. I think I will always come back to this. I've been staying consistent in this one because this is like the main planner, so to speak, whereas the other one is like my life book and logging. So I've been keeping up with like the hours at work because that's what I was tracking here. And I've just been keeping up with some things. So I'm happy about this, and I'll continue to use that because I enjoy it. But notebooks is where it's at. Now, if you know, then you know this came from the Dollar Tree. Didn't spend a lot on it at all. At all. But the majority of good planning is in here. The majority of the stuff that's important to me is in here. The majority of the things that I like to track and keep is in here, whether it's scriptures here and there. As you can see, this is another one where this is another one where I used the Post-it to write down the stuff that I needed. I had plain pages, and after the pages were over and done with, that's when I decided to add the stamps. So it's just things that I constantly want to see, and I have it with me. Expense track. It's just, yeah. So, needless to say, notebooks work. And I'll go so far as to say it doesn't even matter what kind. Because, again, this is Jot. I recently got this, maybe a month or so ago. I had a Target gift card that I needed to use. I don't really shop there anymore. So, I had a gift card for like a year, I want to say. So I decided to use it, and a girl at work had this notebook, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. It's so cute. I was like, where'd you get it? And she was like, Target. It's a Target like right up the street from my job. I did an online order. They had it, and I mistakenly ordered two. So I have two of these. But this is what I'm using, and this is what I decided to use. And without even thinking, I had automatically started setting it up. Even though this was just going to be like my thoughts, just like a everything kind of notebook, I guess, kind of like commonplacing, just the everything. I had took that scripture because sometimes I read devotionals and it really sticks out to me. And I did somewhat of a deep dive in Psalms 94:19 because I struggle with anxiety. When anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought me joy. And so I just copied it out in NIV, ESV, KJV, NLT, and what it all said. And that's something that I would always want to remind myself. And these pages, might I add, are nice and thick. Has a space for the date or whatever you want to put at the top. Then I did some journaling, just throwing in some thoughts. And then this is where after the thoughts, I just went right into like setting up and planning. I didn't even realize what I was doing. It really started off with, let me just write what I need to do for my weekly list. I do need a weekly task list because that's when I know what I need to do to separate throughout each day. It gives me order as to what is coming up that week, what is priority, what do I need to focus on. So I will always have a weekly list, no matter where I put it, whether it's in something like this, and then I plan in a different planner, but I will always have a weekly list. And these are the important things. And lately, over the last 5 months, I'd say I'd started putting a red box around stuff that was extremely important. Or that I have the tendency to forget and it needs to stick out for me. So I also decided to do for this week prayers that I am focusing on. And I think that that's important to me because my word for this year is order. And I lack order in different areas of my life, and being as intentional as I can is important. So I have what I want to pray for this week, and then I set out my habits, which you guys have always seen me do. This is not nothing new. So again, I'm tracking, and what I came to realize is if I'm tracking this, I don't need to put necessarily certain other things in my dailies. Like if I'm constantly coming back to my habits, I don't need to put Devo, and I got these, I think these are like gnats. But if I'm putting Devos, I just saw one, that's what I was like. If I'm putting Devos in my daily, I don't need to do that because I see it in planning. So a lot of these things are things that I typically always do, and they're here. And then I was failing at expense tracking. So I wanted to pull out things that really stuck out for me, which is fast food. Last week, I feel like I spent an insane amount on fast food. And I want to like snapshot that. So even if I'm not tracking everything else, I want to snapshot what I have been doing with fast food. So fast food, and I think I'll also add in here groceries. I'll just highlight what is groceries from the fast food. But I do want to track what I've been doing in food. And then maybe next week, my focus will be in what am I spending overall. Like maybe I want to do Dollar Tree. Maybe I want to stick with this. Or maybe I want to do a list of what did I spend that week in bills. So this is helpful for me to be more mindful what it is I'm spending on, and what's the purpose of tracking. I think it goes back to that. Like, when you're tracking, what is the purpose? Like, if this is just something that you're doing, do you actually need it? If you can't remember all of these things, do you actually need it? And takeout has always been on my list. Journaling has always been on my list. So, devos have always been on my list. This is stuff that I am trying to basically make more of an intentional habit with. And then this is just today. So I feel I have mixed feelings because I want to just ding myself and say, and you knew what worked best for you. So why is it that you continue to go back to like traditional planners? Not that there's anything wrong with it, but if I know that this is what works for me, then this is what works for me. So why try to do other things if this is what works for me? So I'm back to doing in a notebook. Not anything serious like I was doing a couple of years ago, where I was setting up a whole book, because I feel like then it puts me back into the standard planner of, this is the spot for this spot for this. Don't go out of this line. Make sure you fill this out. If you don't, I feel bad about it. So I still want to just stay with the free flow of, if I want to write down my to-do list today, the only thing was to have fun, I write it down. But if something else comes up in a day, like, oh, I decide, hey, let me write down a grocery list, or grocery items that I don't want to forget, and I just throw some things down. I heard a phrase or a scripture or something like that I want to write down and remember. I do it, and I have the space to do it on. So that is where I have been with my planning system, and I can truly say I'm okay with it, because this, I don't feel the pressure to like keep up with, so to speak, because it's not 1,000 boxes that I have to keep up with. I'm just writing down what I need for that day. So if today I want to track how much water I drank and tomorrow I don't, it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't leave me that consistency of, I'm putting water bottles on each page of the day and saying like, okay, don't forget to fill this out. I do better a little bit unstructured, or I wouldn't say unstructured, just having space to use it for how you want to use it. But that is all. I know it was super long, but I wanted to show you all what I've been doing. And maybe you all are struggling with the same thing. Maybe this is something that you have been deciding between, like, what is working for me and what isn't. I love these clips because they keep everything together. But I hope you guys enjoy your day. Be gentle with yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.